Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I will be starting a new series where I discuss a certain film with the franchise. I can only review a film so much, so I decided to why not make a series where I discuss the movie more. What is the difference between my discussions and reviews of a movie? This is just me more breaking the film down, giving my full thoughts on it, and it's more of a longer type of video breaking things down. You kind of get the point, because like I can review a movie but so many times, like there's so many times I review Bride of Chucky. I have reviewed that movie so many times, but I love talking about it. So there's tons of reasons why I'm starting this new series, but that's one of them. So for the first one, obviously it's Halloween time, so I decided to why not discuss Halloween 2018, which a few days ago this celebrated its second anniversary, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, this movie is 2 years old now. Like I said, just a few days ago it had its second anniversary. Halloween 2018 bought slashers back. It bought them back in a very big and impactful way. I've said it here. My opinions on Halloween 2018, they kind of go like this. When I first saw Halloween 2018, I loved it. Do I love the film now? Yes, I do. But I noticed certain things here and there that I just would have changed or taken out or just added in. And I'm going to talk about them. The biggest thing I want to talk about is the title. The title is the biggest thing, because what was the purpose of calling it Halloween? I get it. You want to bank on that, just you want to bank on that. You want people to think that it's a remake. You want to make the general audience think that it is a remake, but it's not. I like this movie. Halloween 2018 would have totally been, it would have worked more if it was just called Halloween Returns or something different than Halloween. Like, we already got 2 movies called that. Why do we need another? And I feel like that kind of hurts the future of the franchise, because you gotta think, in the next 5 years, we're going to have another Halloween remake. I've already predicted that. I've already said that tons of times on the channel. Blumhouse is going to keep the rights, hopefully, and they're going to make a remake. So, of course, they gotta call the remake Halloween. They should have just called us Halloween Returns and moved on about their date. I think that's what they should have did. Because you got to think, when you talk about the Halloween movies now, the original ones, you have to talk. You have to say Halloween John Carpenter, or you have to say Halloween 1978, or with Rob Zombie you have to say Halloween 07, or Halloween RZ, or Halloween Rob Zombie, or the Halloween remake, or with Halloween 2018 you can only really call it Halloween 2018. That's really the only thing you can call it, and I think that's kind of to me. I feel like they should just call this thing different, even though that's a small nitpick. I think that's a big thing, is the title to any film, and then just call it Halloween. To me, I love what Blumhouse did with this movie, but that's kind of lazy. But again, a lot of people don't know that Universal actually, was the one that approved of that name. A lot of people don't know Universal is above Blumhouse. Universal owns Blumhouse. Universal is the distributioner that puts the film out. So they have a huge say in a lot of things. And I believe Universal actually went on record and said it, or Blumhouse said what Universal said to them. Universal wanted Halloween 2018 to be called Halloween, to make the general audience, think that it is a remake, but it's not, but again, it's whatever. But, I think Halloween 2018 is an amazing film. I think it's a good return to form, but I'll be honest, it's top 4 for me. I'll be honest, I love Halloween 2018. It used to be top 3. I would say top 4 now, and that's my personal opinion. Would I rather watch this one than Halloween Resurrection? For sure, I would. But I look at Halloween 2018 like this. as much as an amazing film that that it is, I think they played it too safe. Keeping Laurie alive and all that. The way I look at it is, if you wasn't going to kill Laurie off, you should have just made this into a remake. I said it. This movie could have been done as a remake, as a clean slate. If you took out the whole Laurie thing, wow, you could have had a very, very, very good Halloween remake with John Carpenter doing the score, James J. Courtney as Michael still, all these people still involved except for Jamie Lee Curtis. Wow, like, you gotta really let that sink in. Halloween 2018, yeah, it's special, but let that sink in. A Halloween remake with John Carpenter involved and everyone talking so positive about it. Let that really sink in from we could have had that, but they wanted to play it too safe. That's how I feel like if you was going to keep Laurie alive and listen to test audience, then my suggestion to them, they should just completely did something different, because you was going to bring Laurie back in the sequel. I feel like they kind of backed themselves up in the corner with that. And I've said this tons of times on this channel. Laurie Strode has had her time on the screen. She's done. I don't care how controversial the topic is. A lot of people are agreeing with that now. She's had her time in the sun. Yeah, she's an amazing character. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. But let's get some new characters in there. Let's focus on some of these other characters that we've never got to see return. Let's focus on them. Let's bring some new interesting faces into the franchise. Let's move the franchise forward just a tad. That's the way I look at it. Like, if Halloween 2018 was never going to move the franchise forward, they should have remade the franchise. That's my opinion. They should have just remade it if they wasn't going to do that. That is my little 2 cents on that. Again, I'm brutally honest about this movie. As much as I love this movie, yeah, I probably would have made it a remake. Like if I had that suggestion, like if I was, Jason Blum and David Gordon Green coming to me, pitching this Halloween movie to me, and he tells me, as much as an amazing concept that it is, they were picking up right after Halloween 1. We retconning everything after Halloween 1. I would have said, you know what, that concept is amazing, but I'd rather move the franchise forward and let's do something new. And this is my opinion. These studios literally think Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis sells the tickets. In my opinion, they got that all wrong. In my opinion, Michael Myers, the actual killer, the iconic killer, sells the tickets, puts people in the seats. That if you think Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis puts people in the seats, yeah, you are half right. You are half right there. But do we go to, think about this. Do we go, I really, really want you guys, to comment on this. Do you go, to a Halloween movie to see Laurie Strode? I don't. I go to see Michael and the other characters, because I'm kind of done with Laurie at this point. Yes, I love Laurie's portrayal in this movie. I think it's the most believable one. I prefer this portrayal over the H2O portrayal. I prefer this whole movie over H2O. But the thing is, you have to understand that this movie has Laurie Strode in there, plays it safe, and even keeps her alive. Which again, you got to think, Blumhouse went back on their word with this movie. They went back on their word with this movie, which I think a lot of people forgot about. They went back on their word. They promoted this movie so heavily that this was going to be Laurie and Michael's final showdown. Really, it was going to be their final showdown. But they listened to test audiences. And I find it interesting. They would not even let us see the real ending. I find it so interesting, and I strongly believe when they make a brand new box set, we're still not going to see that ending. They say half of it's not finished. I kind of say so. Like, would us horror fans be upset if there's, no, like, let's say effects Like, we just want to see that. You know what I mean? We want to see the original intent. You know, that's my opinion. Like, would I be upset if it was not finished? No. Like, but again, it's like the original ending is in the trailer. Like, you can watch the movie, you will see the original ending is in the trailer. So, like, half in the trailer. So, them saying that it's not shot, how much of it is not shot? How much of it is not shot? That's my... See, that's, where it kind of gets tricky. Because, again, like, they legit say... They showed... I just kind of thought about that. Blumhouse showed Halloween 2018. They showed both of the endings to test audiences. I'm assuming they showed both of them. But they showed the one where Laurie died. If they showed the one where Laurie died, that's finished, right? Maybe all the effects may not be there, which is fine to us. Maybe they gotta put music over it. Is that so hard to do for like a Blu-ray release? I wouldn't imagine. I feel like, again, Blumhouse did an amazing job with this movie, and I respect Blumhouse, but I feel like they've always kind of been kind of shifty when it comes to this franchise, because, like, I can guarantee you no one has thought about that before. They've said, well, the ending not finished, we may finish it one day, but you showed the test audiences the ending where Laurie died. Why can't we see that? Because we want that ending to be canon, and you're not going to let it be canon. That's the thing. I feel like Blumhouse, it's just like the mentioned films where they kind of got it twisted. They think Laurie and Jamie Lee Curtis puts tickets in the seats. You're not wrong. Like, you're half wrong but half right at the same time. You're half right and then you're half wrong. Because I feel like Michael, the actual killer, puts the tickets. He puts people in the seats. He makes people buy the tickets. He makes everyone flood to the theater. It's my opinion. You really watch Halloween 2018. Yeah, Laurie's there and she's good, but really, like, Hawkins and all them are really more of a main focus than Laurie. Like, really, like, let that really sink in. I want to talk about Dr. Sartain. I'm one of those people that's always been so iffy when it comes to Dr. Sartain. And let me explain. Dr. Sartain, waste of a character. He's a total waste of the character. Because you gotta think Dr. Sartain is this guy that's obsessed with Michael Myers. Cool premise, right? No. He kills Hawkins, which is a very interesting character. He kills Hawkins for some reason. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't know why they decided to write Hawkins the way he was written. Hawkins puts on the mask. I remember would never forget seeing that scene in the cinema, and sitting going, oh no, they're not going to do it. They're not going to. I legit thought Hawkins was going to be the killer for the rest of the movie. I really thought that when he put on that mask. And I think a lot of people thought that. You gotta think, like, Hawkins actually picked up Michael and put him in the truck. I don't believe that. I'm not. Are you telling me Hawkins has the strength of Michael Myers? An elderly man that's, at least 58, 59, 60, has the strength of Michael. And Michael's, like, in his 60s. Okay, I guess I could buy into that. It's one of those things where you really gotta look over it, but it's like, huh? Like, for real, but whatever. Again, I love Halloween 2018, but I don't know. I love Halloween 2018, but I really would have really took this movie, stood on my word, and moved the franchise forward. I would have killed Laurie off. Like, I would have definitely killed Laurie off. I would have killed her off, for sure, and just move the franchise. If people have been upset, let them be upset. They don't have to go see the next one. You know what I mean? I think if Laurie would have died, they would have made more than 2 more movies. They would have at least made 2 more after Halloween ends. But that's off topic for me. That's part of this series is me getting off topic and stuff like that. how are they gonna wrap everything up in Halloween Ends? Because they gotta kill Laurie in Halloween Kills. They gotta kill her off. To be honest, I'm expecting 3 main characters to get killed off in Halloween Kills. Hey, it's called Halloween Kills, so number one, I'm expecting high body count, but I'm also expecting 3 main characters to get killed off to wrap everything together, because I don't think Blumhouse really has that figured. Yes, the script is already written and they're ready to film it, but I don't think they really have that figured out. Because if you leave a certain character opened, but see, like, I wonder that within itself, is Blumhouse going to go back on their word with that? Saying they're only going to make 2 more movies out of this timeline, but they're going to make 4 more. I wouldn't really be upset with that, but again, why couldn't you just be honest and tell people, hey, this is what we're actually doing, instead of, But yeah, Halloween 2018, I love this movie. Amazing score. It's got an amazing score. Loves James Ducournau. James Ducournau is my top 2 for sure. Loves James Ducournau. Love the kills and this whole scene where Michael's going around the neighborhood. Love that scene. I wish it was longer. I would have loved if they would have just extended that scene a little bit. But yeah, some of the comedy, depends on my mood. Like, it really depends on my mood. Some of the comedy works, but then some of it don't. Like, peanut butter on my penis, like, yeah. Like, that's not a Halloween movie. Does Halloween 2018 feel like a Halloween movie? Yes. But other than that, I love, again, I need to stress that. I love Halloween 2018, but there's things I would have definitely changed. And one of the things, if I have to pick 2 things I would have changed from Halloween 2018. The first thing I would have changed, I think a lot of people, killed Laurie. Killed her off like that. You promoted that as such, that's what would have happened. Killed off immediately. Second thing I would have changed, I would have had it more as a serious Halloween movie. Check out the whole romantic stuff of Alice, her boyfriend, and all that. I thought that one scene was ridiculous to me, where Alice's boyfriend takes her phone, throws it in like this pudding, like this punch or whatever. He walks away. Like, he legit walks away. We'd never see him again. Them minutes that they had in that scene, they could have cut it that, right? And just added an extra scene of Michael killing people, in the neighborhood. But instead, we have this couple fighting. Little stuff like that, like, it kind of bothers me in this movie, because, like, it's a filler scene. When you could have had much more of an entertained filler scene, where Michael's going, again, I think they did a really good job with that. Like, Michael going house to house. Like I said, I love it. It's one of my favorite scenes. I wish it would have had, was extended. If runtime was a problem, they should have just cut the scene where Alice and her boyfriend was having a fight. Maybe have like a quick minute of them having a fight, but but explain where he goes. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love Halloween 2018. Don't get that twisted. An amazing score, one of the best scores in the whole franchise. It's one of the best scores in the whole franchise. Love the kills. Love James Ducournau in this. Love the portrayal of Laurie in this. I love that Michael actually gets damaged in this movie. I love that he actually gets damaged with his fingers and his face and all that. Love that. And I love Michael's eye, like, from the original movie. There's this thing, I love this movie. Like, I love Halloween 2018, but I would have made this movie more serious, and I would have killed Laurie off, or I would have just made it a clean slate, and as if had Alice. You really gotta think about that. Like, as I keep saying, this movie is already special, but if you would have made it a full remake, it would have been even more special, in my opinion. And I've had Alice. Like, a lot of people like Alice. So imagine her as your final girl. That's who you're focusing on. Her and her group of friends. That is a classic Halloween movie right there. And it sets up a whole new motive. And it's just it basically goes full circle to the first movie, where you don't know why Michael's going after this girl and her friends. Takes it back to full circle to me. And we need another Halloween movie like that, where it just goes full circle. Where it can be connected, but maybe loosely. Like, I think you could make a sequel to Halloween Resurrection. have it loosely connected, and just move on with something new. I think that's kind of what Halloween 2018 should have did. I don't know. But I love Halloween 2018. Don't get that twisted. But I feel like it's time for a Halloween movie like that. I feel like when it's time to remake Halloween again, they got to do away with the Laurie timeline. Throw some random people in there with no motive and make, I will say, this portrayal of Michael is the most scariest in my opinion. I don't want to go up against this Michael. Love them out. There's so many things I love about this movie, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and say this movie is perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I love it, but it's not perfect. So yeah, let me know if you are enjoying this new series. The next one I think I will be doing will be about the Child's Play remake. So yeah, catch you guys in the next video.